It's Professor Hatter here, doing a quick video here on my laptop here, doing a review of the upcoming MLB 2019 Holiday All-Star uniforms and hats. So I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen here. Me looking at the screen where they're unveiling all of the new stuff. I'm looking at sportslogos.net, very nice and reliable website I've used in the past. And this was published Friday, April 12th, 2019. And if you are looking at lids, Fanatics, MLB Shop, New Era, you might have already seen the 2019 Mother's Day hats. So we'll go over all of them right now. And let's just get going quickly here because class is in a brief session right now. Let's go. Okay, so I'm on here on sportslogos.net. So initially, of course, you can tell that there in the middle. I'm gonna assume while I'm recording this that my cursor is a yellow circle on the screen, so easier to track, I guess. So obviously that Tampa Bay hat is for that 4th of July. Alright, so let's go on to Mother's Day here. So pink is the choice of color as usual, and I'm going to see if I can put up on the screen somewhere some of the past years of Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July hats, etc., comparing them in the past. Because to be honest, looking at some of the hats, looking at these Mother's Day hats, it's kind of a weird, like, velvety suede kind of pattern on the cap. On the bill here in the front, and kind of like suede-ish, like a kind of weird looking. Doesn't look, all the way flat, matte looking, but no, it's pretty standard. It doesn't seem, that part of the hat seems vibrant, but yeah, looking at the rest of the MLB hats here, a lot of dark colors on the cap part, and then the logo and then the bill are the bright pink. In years past, usually it's been like all, bright, so I'm not so fond of that kind of contrast. It's a spring game, it should be, bright, lively colors. But, the ones, I'm not being biased here, but the Cubs, Kansas City, Angels, Dodgers, Mets, Blue Jays, St. Louis, and that's kind of it. Those hats stand out, and they use their primary colors. Everyone else uses black, and that's kind of weird. And I think they're using green, which is kind of weird. Seems kind of weird for the Mariners or the Padres are using navy, but kind of weird for some of these teams to be using black, like the Red Sox or the even the Diamondbacks. But no, they're okay hats. I like the ones in the past, to be honest. Moving on to Armed Forces Day uniforms. These are actually different from the Memorial Day uniforms and hats, so we'll get that in a moment. As you can see here, it's the camouflage motif. I'll try to put up pictures of past hats, but for me, I'm not a huge camouflage pattern person, but I like how these pop. I think last year the bill was camouflage, so was the logo, and then the cap was all black, and then on the side were like the 5 stars in camouflage. It looked good, but usually it's kind of hard to pull off a camouflage because everything blends in with each other. That's kind of the point, but here I really like how it pops. can see by the Yankees hat there, the shield right there. Blue Jays hat looks really nice. It really pops out. Looking at some of the other hats here, so the logos that have like the bigger, more condensed logos, like you can see here, the Orioles, kind of the Houston, yeesh. A little bit of Brewers, even Texas somehow, and Blue Jays have a really good logo that pops out. So these are nice hats. Personally, I won't get them. I'm not a camouflage person, but if you're a hat collector, and if you're someone who supports the armed forces, of course, then go for it. Highly recommend it. And if you know someone out there in the armed forces, or if you yourself are in the armed forces, then of course, hats off to you always for your service. So the Memorial Day uniforms are interesting. It's kind of plain, and here on the lapel, in a way, or above the logo, at least you can see on the Yankees uniform, lest we forget, the whole moniker being derivative or driving for the families, where it's kind of a focus towards them and supporting them. So of course I'll leave the link in the description down below, and you can read through everything else here that I'm skipping through. Really like the Dodgers look there, with the kind of looks like an old-timey look, kind of like a cream-colored uniform, and then the rose there. And if you can see here, I'm going to zoom in on it somehow in the video. Patches, jerseys, or caps used for Memorial Day will not be sold to the general public, which is interesting. I don't know if MLB or New Era has ever done that before, but I think this is more of a special thing for just the military and armed forces families. So I really like that aspect. Kind of, it's their moment to for remembrance. All right, Father's Day will be the next upcoming event, and so like how they had the kind of like suede velvet look on the bill for the Mother's Day hats, is now on the cap for the Father's Day hats. So initially, like in the front here, it's not too bad, but then looking at like the angles, I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. The 2017 Father's Day hats, and kind of the 2016 ones too, but the 2017 ones I think were the best ones, and I wasn't into hats at that time, so I've been trying to scramble around trying to find one of those hats, and usually if I do, it's in the wrong size, so kind of unfortunate. But all of them except for two teams actually. So yeah, like, so before, like for the Mother's Day hats, if they had the black cap, they're gonna have the black bill and logo for the Father's Day hats, and you can see Cubs are blue, which is nice. Kansas City Mets are blue as well. Blue Jays are blue, and then St. Louis and the Angels are red. So kind of an interesting contrast, but it's an okay hat. Canada Day, whatever that is. I'm kidding. Celebrating Canada because we have 4th of July, celebrating America, the best thing ever. So this will be worn by Toronto on July 1st, and they always have great designs with the maple leaf on the hats, so I really like that. And alright, so here we go for 4th of July. Pretty simple, with the flag, kind of a clipping inside of the logo. So looking at the Florida Marlins, not Miami Marlins, Florida Marlins. That looks pretty cool. Ooh, and the Cubs one there. These are retro. No way, I didn't notice that before. That's awesome. Okay, and then that's oh nice. That's a Blue Jays 4th of July cap. That's really nice. I like that logo on the original blue back panel hat with the front panel being white, and then the cap, or and then the bill being blue. So okay, looking at some of the old designs here. The retro. I didn't notice this before. That's pretty cool. Ooh, the White Sox using the SOX. Cleveland using the kind of the boomerang C. I like the A's. The Nationals using the old Senators W. Pretty cool. I like the Minnesota one too. And it also, I don't know what the pattern here is, but you can see that there's a difference between the navy cap and red bill, or red cap navy bill. Either way, I don't know the exact reason behind them, but it's pretty cool. Maybe if I read more later on, then I'll figure it out. MLB All-Star Workout Caps. The All-Star game is in Cleveland, finally in an AL stadium this year, which is great. And the logo with a guitar used is fantastic. I really like it. So it appears that the AL teams will be in red there with the bats, and the NL teams will be in all black, which is kind of cool. Kind of a cool contrast. I like that. And then I've seen them before. Okay, so the warm-up jerseys for the two leagues are sleeveless, which is interesting. And these are the All-Star caps. I mean, I'm now noticing the lines on, the seams for the panels. Otherwise, these are kind of boring. Yeah, these are kind of boring hats, to be honest. Then, the two stars in the front there, and just not that impressive. Going back to the sleeveless uniforms there, it's kind of like a little homage, kind of a thing to who was it? Charlie Sheen in Major League Baseball, the movie about the Cleveland Indians. So I thought that's kind of funny. I don't know if that was the purpose behind it, but it's kind of funny, the connection. So yeah, the All-Star hats are a little bit of a letdown compared to last year's intricate hats from Washington, D.C. That's really it. So for me, I'm not usually into these kind of hats. Maybe I might get a 4th of July hat with the Cubs there. It looks really nice with the navy there and red bill and the old 1914 bear logo. It's not 1914 because they only used the bear in 1914, and then they didn't add the C until later on. So I don't know what year specifically it was, but I might get that one. And then the other one I'm thinking of getting, not the biggest fan of it, but the Father's Day hats. If it's right that, with Mother's Day, hopefully the proceeds would be going to, breast cancer awareness, and with Father's Day, the blue is the color for prostate cancer awareness. So I'd be getting a Father's Day hat, primarily with my grandpa having his prostate cancer come back. It was actually, so if you think a bad week is having one of your old friends from college change their number on you without telling you, having overwhelming workloads at work, and then, kind of getting a bit yelled at for not keeping up, having your favorite team store change completely. If you think that's a bad week, no, that's nothing to learn about your grandpa's prostate cancer coming back. And he just turned 94 the week before we learned about it. So I will be getting a Father's Day hat in hopes that it's going for prostate cancer awareness. Be looking forward to that. No, I'll be getting a blue Father's Day Cubs hat for that reason. So, otherwise, pretty decent, kind of half and half design here and there. So, tell me in the comments down below what you're going to be getting, what hats you like, what previous year hats you've gotten before, if you've gotten 16, 17, 18, Memorial Day, Mother's Day hats, something like that. Also, tell me about the All-Star hat, what you think about what, if it's boring, if it's, just the right amount of design, if last year's hat was a bit too intricate for you, or what. So, always glad to hear your opinions and hear your feedback. As always, if you're new to the class, subscribe to the channel. Going to be getting a few more videos out here and there. And, of course, if you're coming back to class, make sure you're liking and commenting down below. Said that already. Anyways, thank you for watching this kind of impromptu-ish video. So I'm going to go get dinner. It's chicken tacos tonight on Taco Tuesday. And class is dismissed. Bye, guys.